Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Man, it was brutal out yesterday, and today ain't looking any better. In a few, actually, I'm headed out to be a guest on a local podcast, and I'll have more info for you on that a little bit later if you are interested. As for your OMG fact for the day, we all know that beer is mostly water, so the type of water used in making it makes a huge difference. And I'm not really sure why that merits an OMG tag, but whatever, that's what the calendar says. Anyhow, we do have some news, so shall we? Anne Arundel County Police are investigating a hit and run that left a 22-year-old Gaithersburg man critically injured early Saturday morning in Hanover. Just after 2 a.m. on June 21st, the man was walking westbound along Dorsey Road near Aviation Boulevard, that's Route 170, when he was struck by a bronze-colored vehicle. The driver kept going. Emergency responders transported the victim to shock trauma in Baltimore, where he remains in critical condition. Authorities are asking anyone with information about the crash or the vehicle to contact the Anne Arundel County Police Department. At the United States Naval Academy, a ceremonial change of command welcomed Captain Gilbert Clark as the new Commandant of Midshipmen. Clark is a 1998 grad of the Academy and former water polo player. He takes over from Captain Walter Allman III, a Navy SEAL who held the post for a year before being promoted to Rear Admiral. Clark will oversee the training and development of over 4,400 midshipmen. It's sort of like the Dean of Students, 1,100 of whom will be coming to Annapolis on Thursday for I-Day, along with their parents. So be patient when we have visitors in town. The annual Fashion for a Cause event benefiting Hospice of the Chesapeake strutted back into town on June 5th and raised, get this, $305,000 to support critical programs like pediatric hospice care and grief counseling. It was held at the Naval Academy's Flugel Alumni Center. The event featured food from local restaurants, entertainment by magician Chris Dugdale, and a runway with 18 designers showcasing everything from casual styles to formal couture. The models were a mix of professionals and community members, and MC Brian Neiman from WBAL kept the energy up for the fourth year in a row, as he always does. Watermark has welcomed a sleek new addition to its fleet. Sky Lee is a 26-foot picnic-style boat that is perfect for summer cruising around Annapolis Harbor. Built by Crosby Boat Works and inspected for passenger service, the vessel fits 16 guests and offers custom bench seating and a shaded canopy. It is built for intimacy, ideal for tours, private events, or educational outings. With 13 vessels now in their fleet, Watermark aims to make the Chesapeake more accessible for all, especially given how much of Anne Arundel's shoreline is privately owned. Sky Lee does join iconic boats like the Harbor Queen and Miss Anne in rotation and is already making waves. For bookings or info, watermarkjourney.com. And speaking of boats, if you've ever watched Wedding Crashers and thought, hey, I know that boat, you're not alone. And you're actually right. The Annapolis-based schooner Woodwind 2, featured in the 2005 comedy, is celebrating the film's 20th anniversary with a lineup of themed cruises this July. And I don't believe that film is 20 years old. But first up is the Sacked Brunch Cruise on Sunday, July 13th, complete with a crab cake brunch bag and cocktail menu that would make Vince Vaughn proud. Then Captain Jen, who did captain the boat during the filming, will host Sunset Q&As on July 14th and 17th, sharing behind-the-scenes stories and trivia. And then on July 15th, the exact anniversary of the film's release, the schooner will host a trivia night at sea. A fun way to celebrate cinematic history with a Chesapeake Bay breeze. Info and tickets at schoonerwoodwind.com, and they will sell out, so go get them soon. And as we start to close, today is Ticket Tuesday, and Rams Head on Stage has hooked us up once again. I have a pair of tickets to see Davy Knowles and Chesapeake Suns on the 26th at Rams Head on Stage, and Piff the Magic Dragon on the 28th at Maryland Hall. And, you know, what the heck? I've also got another pair of Eastport or Rockin' tickets as well. If you'd like a pair of tickets to any of those shows, get in touch and I may hook you up. And of course, you want to be sure to check out ramsheadonstage.com for all of the wonderful shows that are on deck. All right, that's a wrap. But first, a quick thank you to you for listening, sharing, and letting all your friends and colleagues know about us, and to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and MacMedics. Now you just need to hang tight. We have your local Anne Arundel County weather coming right up in about a minute, along with our new feature, Storytime, from the Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Good morning, Anne Arundel County. Here is your hot weather forecast for the next few days. Today is going to be dangerously hot and humid across Anne Arundel County, with highs soaring in the upper 90s and a heat index potentially hitting 110 degrees. Skies will be mostly sunny, but don't let that cheerful outlook fool you. This is serious heat. If you are working outside, plan for breaks, plan for shade, and plan for lots of water. Overnight, it stays steamy with lows barely dipping below 80 degrees. Tomorrow brings more of the same, hot, sticky, and frankly a bit rude. Expect highs in the mid to upper 90s again, and another extreme heat warning in effect. There may be some hazy sunshine during the day, but don't count on it helping you cool down. Overnight temps will hover in the upper 70s once again, making for another gross evening. Thursday does keep the heat rolling, but we might finally see a bit of relief in the form of a scattered afternoon thunderstorm and into the evening. Highs do remain in the low 90s, and humidity will still be high, but the cloud cover and a possible storm or two could briefly knock things down a peg. Overnight lows do settle in around the mid-70s. Looking ahead, this intense heat pattern is not going away quietly. The rest of the week does stay hot with a chance of more storms and only modest dips in temperature. Keep water handy. You want to check on your neighbors and maybe give a dog a pass on that mid-afternoon walk. It's summer in Maryland. Just turned it up to 11.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
All right, last week we started it and y'all liked it. Storytime, courtesy of the Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area, which has a ton of great ideas to really dig deep into the wonderful history at Anne Arundel County. You can check it all out at ChesapeakeCrossroads.org, but gather around for today's story. Today, we're taking a drive up General's Highway just north of Annapolis, where the past isn't just in textbook, it lingers in the air. That's where you're going to find the Crownsville State Hospital Center, or at least what's left of it. It closed 21 years ago this week, leaving behind a hauntingly quiet campus and a very complex legacy. Back in 1911, Crownsville opened as a segregated mental hospital for black patients during the Jim Crow era. From the start, it struggled, overcrowded, underfunded, and sadly, often dehumanizing. Mental health treatment back then was, well, let's just say not exactly rooted in compassion. Patients were forced to build the very hospital they lived in. They farmed the land to feed the facility and made baskets at Willow Farm, now part of the serene Bacon Ridge Natural Area, which looks a lot prettier today than it felt back then. But Crownsville wasn't frozen in time. Change came with the civil rights movement. In 1947, the first black medical staff were hired. By 1954, a group of dedicated female volunteers, the Crownsville Auxiliary, stepped in to advocate for better care. Integration came in 1962, and by 1969, the hospital had community care units offering more modern treatment approaches. Still, the writing was on the wall. Outdated buildings, budget cuts, and better mental health policies led to Crownsville's closure June 30th, 2004. But the story doesn't end there. In 2005, a powerful new tradition began. The Say My Name ceremony now honors more than the 1,700 people buried on the hospital grounds, folks once remembered only by numbers in unmarked graves. This summer, those numbers become names, with a new memorial finally giving them the dignity they've always deserved. Anne Arundel County acquired the property in 2022, launching the Crownsville Hospital Memorial Park. Guided by community voices, the effort is helping reclaim and retell Crownsville's story with truth, respect, and heart. Oral histories, museum plans, and public art are all in the works, shining a light on the lives that should never be forgotten. If you'd like to experience this history for yourself, the hospital campus isn't open to the public yet, but there are ways to connect. You can visit the new Pocket Park at Crownsville Road and North Drive, across from the old administration building, where there are 4 storyboards that share the hospital's legacy. You could take a hike at Bacon Ridge Natural Area, where wooded trails pass through the old hospital grounds, and yes, the original cemetery is still nestled deep inside. Or you can dig into the Civil Rights Guide for Annapolis and Anne Arundel County at visitannapolis.org. And then you want to hit a /black-history-365. It's a wonderful program. You're going to find moving oral histories and a virtual tour. If you're interested to learn some more, check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon today for a deeper look. And if you're ready to really make history part of your summer, check out the Historic Summer Bucket List Challenge from the Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area. More than 60 sites, 1 challenge card, and lots of stories waiting to be discovered or rediscovered. You can get all the details at ChesapeakeCrossroads.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.